Hey, what's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Sorley, and I am from NA West.
Yo, what's up, Sorley? And I West represent. I know Shio likes to masquerade, but he's still an East boy at heart. What do you want to talk about
Well, I
tonight?
mean, is it Shio or is it a 12-year-old kid? I'm not sure.
All right.
It
Let's
starts
go.
now. It starts now.
First
I already
call.
saw people memeing in the chat about it, so.
This is good. This is good.
But more seriously, my topic is that basically the competitive announcement, which really was just a thread on Twitter that, I mean, probably lots of people in the comp scene didn't even see, doesn't mean shit, basically. Like, to be fair, well, okay, I'll start with this. I'm happy as anyone else that we have a competitive roadmap, right? That we have a guaranteed thing from Epic saying this is what we're doing for the rest of the year and even into the year after. But it, like Shio said, it's basically like a letter of intent. It's not a competitive blog. It's not patch notes. Yes, it's good, but it's only a small step in the right direction. Way more shit needs to happen. Like, the game needs to be balanced properly. Server reliability needs to be fixed. More third-party tools. I saw your in one of your reactions, Bala, to the thread on Twitter. One of the things you said is that great that they want to support third-party tournaments and such, but they need to actually do more and implement more things into the game. So my thing is, yeah, it's all great. I'm really happy they tweeted this out, but they need to actually do things to show.
Thanks,
they need to
Sorley.
basically put their money where their mouth is, I think.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think that you kind of surmised my viewpoint. You know, I mean, if we want to go into all the negatives about Fortnite, we can listen to the last episode of Hotline FN, which was in general a pretty like a bummer, right? Like we don't have to sugarcoat it. Do us a bummer.
Episode. I mean, I think in every episode there's been.
Hey, did you just call my episodes a bummer? Bala, what do you think about this topic?
Oh my god.
I agree and I disagree because I think this is the most communication we've gotten at a single point in anything, and I think it addressed a lot of our concerns about comp Fortnite and the longevity of comp Fortnite. But I don't think that it's not bad. Obviously, it's good. You're right though. There's a lot of things that still need to be changed, but I don't think that this is not a turning point. Is basically where you're going with this, and I disagree with that because I think that just the sheer fact that broadcasts are back kind of shows that like it is a turning point. They've turned the perception
that is an action, not just words.
Yeah, exactly. It is an action, and it says that we think that it's valuable for us to do this, and we agree with your feedback. That's been let's get these broadcasts going. And on top of that, there's this whole FNCS Invitational thing, which is also a drastic shift in terms of what we've done in the past, right? And I think that with the success of this, if it does well, it could mean that we might get more of these down the line too. So I think there's actions here that indicate a turn of the page, at least, especially with the communication. And it doesn't matter to me if it's a blog post or a Twitter post. You're right that not everybody's going to see this, but it's the same thing with a blog post, right? Not everybody's going to see a blog post. In fact, I would say that possibly even on Twitter, it's going to generate more buzz because it's just going to have more likes, retweets, and engagement than it does on the website.
Yeah.
But I agree that this is only a step. This is only a step, and with the history of them, we're gonna take a couple steps back after this, boys. Like, we just got a ton of good. Got a ton of good.
That's the flip side. Yeah. Sorry, Shane,
I
go
can
for it.
talk on like the three. We could spread apart those 3 points. The first one being that the fact that it's on Twitter is bad. Like, first of all, do you have a Noti gang on for the website? Because last time I checked, every time there's a patch notes change, I hear it from Twitter or from Reddit. I never go directly to the website and stumble on it. You know what I mean? So I think that it's in a good place. Second of all, like, obviously we've been asked, let's analogize this real quick. We've been asking for a building to be made and we were promised blueprints, right? So we got the blueprints, which is what we were promised. There were good blueprints too. The building will be made. You know what I mean? Like, we will get hopefully these implementations, but we were given and promised the roadmap, and now the map is here. Let's check it out. Let's internalize it. take a week to see, like, what is the invitational going to look like? How will it relate to how the roadmap's going to play out? World Cup 2021, like, yo, boys, they said those words, like, it's not a meme no more. You know what I mean? Like, they've addressed a lot of stuff, and people keep going to the next step. And I understand, right? Like 80 days of silence, a little bit of PTSD. Like, you want to get to that next step fast, but let's really talk about what the implementations of these are. Let's take a week maybe to internalize it, and let's respect the fact that we got blueprints, we got a roadmap, right? And then ask for more, like, in a bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we've fully looked at what we've been offered so far. So I think it's overall good, man. I understand that my man wants to chase the bag, get Fortnite up there, chase the bread, but it'll come, bro. It'll come.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point of contention. Yeah. Sorry, Sorley. I just want to say one more thing. We'll give you a chance to mention here, but it's nothing that has happened in the last 2 weeks is bad, right? Like, these are all great things. These are all, like, or at the very least, good things, right? The issue is just in a lot of people's minds is consistency, right? And like Bala said, it's gonna take a couple more steps before people have that trust. You know what I mean? Well, too many times we've seen, wow, these are great changes, followed immediately by, like, what is happening? Like, what is this? This is not great changes, right? So I agree. Be super stoked about the good changes. You know what I mean? If you're jamming in 11.4, like, be stoked about the great changes and speak positively about them constantly. And I don't think it's wrong to also uphold, like, I hope that this is going to be a consistent thing. I hope that continues to be good, right? I mean, they acknowledged a willingness to touch aim assist. We could talk all day about whether it was enough, at this given point, but, like, they did it. Like, that's crazy. That's a great step, right? Like, hell yeah. Sorley, you got anything to add?
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, Bala, I fully agree with you. I don't by any means think that anything that's happened in the last, last week, last 2 weeks even, has been bad. I think it's all, my whole point is that it's a good step. It's all really good things. I'd even argue great things, Tim, better than good. But my point is that it really is only a blueprint, kind of like how Shio described it. And really, Epic at least is when it comes to Fortnite, they have a history of not adhering to their blueprints. Like, with the mech blog post, and then eventually saying we are not taking the mech out of the game. It's doing exactly what we want it to, and then they just kind of, without even saying anything, take it out later on, right? So
I mean, that was a season change, right? I was about to ask you, what are the examples where they promised something and then followed the other way with it? I'm pretty sure they've promised everything and it's come, in a sense. It's just they don't make promise. Name one instance, Bala, because I can't remember.
Stretched. What? Come on.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
They said that they were going to support Stretch, and then the next week it's like, never mind.
True. Okay.
Yeah, like, there's lots of
That's the one.
Or like in the AMA, they said they were looking into some things, and they said they would do some things. That didn't happen. I mean, we can't. Let's not sugarcoat stuff.
Roadmap,
there's positive and negative.
Servers and nothing.
Yeah, no competitive events until performance. That was very.
True.
We love you, Shio. We love you.
True.
The beard held the the long-term memory.
Did you actually have a point there, Shio? Or
my point was, like, these promises is kind of like, there's a World Cup in the works. There's multiple FNCSs this year that are going to be back to back to back. Like, these promises aren't like these out of the world, need to do research with and be implemented promises. They're very doable, and I feel like they finally got a grasp on how to talk, and now they're going to walk. You know what I mean? So I feel like these are better promises than before. I don't think they're going to be walked back on it at all.
I don't think there's any merit to saying these are better than before just because it happened on Twitter once. But I'm still excited. I always get excited when a good change happens, and I always hope that it continues to be good changes. So here I am, hoping that it will continue to be good changes and being excited about the ones we got. Sorley, thanks so much for bringing this topic, man. I hope you have a fantastic evening.